everyone's talking about the quarterbacks right now because it's a quarterback-driven league, and the Niners don't know which one they're going to start, or they're not saying. But the Niners are not a quarterback-driven team. They're not a quarterback-driven offense. They're a running back-driven offense. And I mean, I think that's how the Shanahans have been since 1995. They won 2 Super Bowls. Mike won 2 Super Bowls with Elway, but that was a Terrell Davis-driven offense. It was, if you remember back in the day. Anyway, he didn't practice on Wednesday. That kind of flew under the radar. Everyone's talking, Jimmy's back. Oh my God, Jimmy's back. But Elijah Mitchell was hurt and didn't practice. And that often happens. He has this great game. No one says anything, but on Wednesday, they're like, oh, by the way, BT Dub, Elijah's not playing. He's not practicing today. It's like, to me, he destroyed the Rams earlier in the season. And he's very good. And it seems to me that instead of giving him 21 carries and Jeff Wilson Jr., what was it, 0, 1, 0? Maybe you could have split. It was the Texans. Couldn't you have split that up? I'm going on a little bit of a rant here, but like the fact that he's hurt again, I feel it's like, boom, you overworked him again, and he's hurt again. And this is the injury that's going to hurt you. You could, Jimmy, Trey, to me, you're a running back centric offense, and you got your guy hurt against the Texans. It was unnecessary. Couldn't they have split carries? I don't know. I don't have a question. I don't have a topic. What do you think? Take it where you want to go. You can disagree with me.
No, I completely agree with you. In fact, going into that game, I remember specifically talking, I don't think it was here, but specifically talking about how I wanted to see Mitchell get no more than 17 touches. It wasn't just the carries. He got receptions in that game as well. And it's an interesting turn that Shanahan has made this year. Every single year in the past, he's kind of done this running back by committee, run the hot hand. Everybody's getting spelled. Any player could go off at any week. But lately, especially with Mitchell, for whatever reason, it's like, you're playing 25 touches minimum. Like, dude, that's what
every time Mitchell plays, it's like he's got a vendetta against Elijah Mitchell. It's like, oh, right. you're active. 30 touches. What is that, man? He's so important to this team. I feel like he's so important to this team because of how they're built, but like he's not that much better than Jeff Wilson Jr. They could both play. Come on, Kyle. And when you wear one out, it hurts the whole team. Coach, split the carries. When he was at his best in Atlanta, he was splitting carries with Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. What about Elijah Mitchell has told him that he needs to give him 23 carries a game? Like every time you do that, he's not there the next week. He was just coming off a 3-week absence, and you're like, YOLO, here's 21 carries. Come on, man. It's Houston. You could have beat them handing the ball off to JaMychal Hasty. I think that's a bad decision by Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, that's just it, right? Like you not only, I mean, you talked about Hasty, you talked about Wilson, you talked about Mitchell, but Sermon was available too if they wanted to play him. They had the guys to run. Debo, just everything all in. It's just the whole thing's weird to me. It doesn't make any sense. And you're right. I mean, that's one thing Mitchell has shown. He needs a week off after he goes crazy in a week. And it's just the way it's been. And now in the most important game of the season, he may or may not play. Like,
it's unfathomable. And it's like you almost feel like if you had Debo and Mitchell healthy 100% against the Rams, you could almost argue that it doesn't matter which quarterback plays. It's a good matchup. You win by running the ball. But if Mitchell doesn't play, really, you let that happen? I mean, we talked about why the Niners are where they are right now. Because they wore Mitchell into the ground. It was totally unnecessary. Look at his game logs. When he plays, it's almost like masochistic. Like, what do you I'm just saying.
Well, it's funny because I did a film review and I remember doing it and I go, One play, Wilson comes in and he's like the fullback, the blocking fullback. He misses a block on the outside for Debo, and I go, "Oh, I didn't even know Jeff Wilson played. There he
Yeah,
is." And then
yeah.
that was it. I don't remember him playing the rest of the game.
He was the your entire run game the last month, and then Mitchell comes back and you don't trust him at all, dude. And what is the consequence? He's hurt. He's hurt. He's more hurt right now than Jimmy, because Jimmy was limited today. Elijah was not. He was totally inactive. Ugh. And that's like the headline is Jimmy's back. What do the Niners do? And the footnote is Elijah Mitchell didn't practice. Like, actually, the headline should be Elijah Mitchell didn't practice. And it may not matter which quarterback the Niners choose to play. It's a big deal. And again, it's Kyle's decision making. You didn't need to give 21 carries to Elijah Mitchell to beat Houston. You didn't. You didn't. Why are you where you are? Because you gave 21 carries to Elijah Mitchell coming off an injury against Houston. That's why.
My hope is that you can't give a rookie a quote unquote vet day. And the way that Shanahan worded it, he said, Elijah Mitchell didn't practice today. I think we labeled it like a knee or something.
I think we labeled it. Well, thank you. It could have been any number of things. We just picked one.
Yeah.
He's like at 11 injuries right now is essentially what he said. Yeah, that's the whole point, Kyle. Would you leave him alone? Like, that's enough. That's enough, Kyle.
Mitchell's getting 40 touches on Sunday.
True Sav Comedy says Trey looks like a guy playing Patrick Mahomes in a biopic of Alex Smith. Only a true Sav who specializes in comedy would say something like that. Macdonald says, don't see how Kyle can go back to Jimmy after seeing Trey get in a rhythm. The best option for this team now in the future is Trey. 2 seconds for Jimmy, only if it come with a Z at the end of seconds.
Yeah. If that's in the proposal, I'm taking it. Smack Jones. That's a great name
seconds.
too.
Ain't get no seconds. SZ ain't get no seconds for Jimmy. Are you kidding? No. Even though he dropped a hard F today at the press, that was hilarious. I'm so glad I got that out of him. I was like,
everybody's writing about that, Grant, by the way. Like, if you just search 49ers or Jimmy Garoppolo, it's like every story. It effing hurts. Great question.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because everyone was asking him these medical questions like he knows. Like, he doesn't know he can't even turn left. He's Derek Zoolander. But I just wanted to know how it feels. It must hurt. And he was like, it fucking hurts. I respect that. I really like Jimmy Garoppolo. I feel like we could be. I like Jimmy. I do like Jimmy. I think that's the kind of guy that he's charming. He's quite charming, and he's one of the 30 best quarterbacks in the world. What should he have to apologize for? Nothing. I respect him. I really do respect Jimmy Garoppolo. At the same time, I'd replace him. Both things are true. Both things are true. I respect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree. Again, Jimmy didn't sign himself to the contract that he's in. Jimmy didn't spend all that capital on Trey.
Yeah.
Jimmy didn't not go with Tom Brady when he was available, right? Like, Jimmy didn't do any of these things. No. I agree. He needs to be replaced.
He seems like a stand-up guy. I like Jimmy, but he can't be my quarterback.
Not my quarterback.
Not my quarterback. Sean says Trey under center utilized jet sweep RPOs while Debo in pre-snap motion. Rams might overcommit to Debo. Trey brings that threat that Jimmy can't. I'd like to see the Niners use Debo as something more than a ball carrier when he's in the backfield. Because right now, every time he's in the backfield, it's like, well, he's getting
so obvious.
Well, it's super duper obvious. So yeah, that's a little free suggestion, Kyle. 49ers daddy says, yo, Grant and Jesse, did you hear that Jimmy's thumb is fucking hurting? Trey is starting. Ooh, you both agree? Well, we're going to talk about that. We're not going to get there right away. Hey, Grant, love the channel. Thank you, Booey. I think the only way the 49ers lose the Rams is if they give up huge PI penalties on those Matt Stafford long passes. What do you think? There's a lot of ways the Niners could lose this game, man. Yeah. I think there's a lot of ways the Niners could lose this game.
But I agree. I think 49er fans are very confident. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Speculate on the SF secondary availability. That's our next topic. Bear with us, Tobin. There's a couple more questions. Banana has a serious personal issue with under 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, up 23-7. He has Trey running a read option in between the tackles. Why was Trey in? Yeah, like he also had Debo running between tackles. He had Elijah Mitchell running like his 20th and 21st carry. Do you not care at all? At all? Are you just going to use the injury excuse when it's like your fault? Like, hell, use your depth, please. Please.
He doesn't learn. He really doesn't learn. Like, that's how Debo's gotten hurt multiple times, is by being in when he shouldn't be in.